All right, hello. So, if you haven't caught my other video that I just made of just basically my thank you for those who have watched and supported this channel for so long, I really invite you to check that out. That's a really heartfelt message that I want to share with you. So please check that out. That was posted right before this video. And either way, let's get on to business. So we have two different conjunctions that are happening right now, and for those who follow my Instagram, where I talk about the different transits as much as I can in a minute anyways, as you know, I talk a lot, so it's tough to cram it all into a minute, but this is why I make videos like this, to be able to go in more in depth. We have two different conjunctions going on of Jupiter and Mercury in Sagittarius, as well as Sun conjunct Saturn in Capricorn. This is meaningful for a lot of reasons. Conjunctions come and go with all the different astronomical bodies. They start a cycle, and considering both of these conjunctions have long-term agents, long-term effectors, influencers, they have Jupiter and Saturn. These planets affect us over the course of 29 to 30 years in Saturn's case. That's a full Saturn cycle. In comparison, the moon goes through a cycle in 30 days. Doesn't mean Saturn's more important or more influential in our lives. No, not necessarily. But how it impacts us, especially considering its huge size, we have the two largest planets in our solar system. It's really important to take note of these conjunctions, and the more we consciously understand that these conjunctions are the beginning point. And yes, it is a resolution of where we were coming from before, but it's the start of a cycle, culminating in the opposition of Jupiter and Mercury opposite each other, Sun and Saturn opposite each other, and of course, seen from a larger perspective, because that's why I love astrology so much. There's so many different cycles going on, and they overlap, and it's just this beautiful, like clockwork ticking influences in our lives. Seen from a vaster perspective, we're also looking at the beginning of a 12-year cycle of Jupiter going through all of the different signs and ending up in Sagittarius again. And then again, we're looking at like a 30-year cycle of Saturn, and we're looking at the culmination of I'm getting sidetracked as I usually do. Let me finish this point and then we'll get back to the good stuff. Other good stuff. Jupiter is, we're looking at a culmination point of this, the beginning of this cycle, about 6 years from now. Now, ultimately, both of these conjunctions are going to be impacting 2019, so that we're going to look at that in just a moment. But we're also looking at the culmination of the conjunction of Capricorn in about 6 years, 14 years from now, when Saturn goes into Cancer. So long story short, if all of that was kind of confusing, then I totally understand, because that was a lot of different numbers and cycles and whatnot. 2019, the seeds that are going to blossom or not in 2019 really start here. Either 2019 is going to be a step forward in incredible growth and opportunity and prosperity with the Jupiter and Mercury and Sagittarius conjunction, where we're inspired and going, yes, I feel that this is possible, and thus am I making it possible, because this powerful conjunction allows us to have an incredible vision of what we need for our future, and to proceed to make that, to do what is necessary to make that future a reality, all while having fun and enjoying ourselves. And Sun and Saturn in Capricorn, on the other hand, is very much about setting structure, setting goals, making sure that we're working practically and diligently to be able to achieve what we need to achieve to be able to have a long, healthy life, impacting society in a positive way, having the finances that we need, taking our professional prowess to the next level. That's all that we just talked about. That is a lot to handle, especially all at one time. So we're all feeling, and again, of course, the transits can manifest in so many different ways, but where we are right now, we're very focused on what 2019 is going to bring us. And we have Mars going into Aries January 2nd. I believe it's January 2nd. Let me check my calendar. I know it's the very beginning. What? Am I going around? Yeah. Hold on, I'm sorry, I need to check something. Yeah. All right. Anyways, we're looking at Mars going into Aries, which is going to be an incredible movement forward, also an inspiration, a burst of energy, more of the practical energy to get things done. Now, of course, practical, more the burst of energy to get things done, where you're actually moving, where you're actually getting stuff done. So where we are right now is more the okay. This Capricorn energy is making me realize the duties I need to fulfill over 2019, the responsibilities I need to fulfill. What I'm lacking, because that's what Saturn does. Saturn makes us face, okay, look, this is how you need to build. You need to build where you have this empty space in your life, in your profession. You need to grow these skills in your being. You need to get stronger. You need to be able to run faster, longer, etc., etc. Saturn is all about what is your restriction? How do we deal with that? That combined with Mars in Aries is incredible. We're gonna have 3 different energies that are in dignity. Now, what this means is basically when a planet is in dignity, it flows really smoothly. Jupiter likes to expand awareness. It likes to be optimistic. It likes to have fun. It likes to have meaning. In Sagittarius, it's naturally this 2019 is going to be a year of fun, of playfulness, of growth, of expansion of vision, and that vision starts right now. The seeds that are being planted right now are going to be blossoming over 2019. Saturn in Capricorn, again, in dignity, it likes to build practically. It likes to set goals and reach them. Mars in Aries, it likes to do things. It likes to push forward. It likes to be explosive in energy. Now, in a positive sense, that's what we're aiming for. The negative sense is definitely explosive. In a negative sense of just being violent and hateful and just trying to kill people. And it's like, no. We're supposed to master ourselves. The Mars principle is best applied and most peacefully and long-term sustainably applied when we're mastering ourselves, when we're killing who we were the day before, because we're pushing ourselves in even farther. We become stronger. We're able to become more enduring. And physically, sure, that's definitely a part of it, but also mentally, emotionally, spiritually. So we become stronger, but also wiser. That's something that's really beautiful about this upcoming year with Jupiter and Sagittarius, and starting off with the beautiful bang of Mars and Aries. We can put into practice our ideals, our vision. We can make progress right away and very quickly. In fact, it can happen so quickly that we need to slow down a little bit, and that's where we have a lot of push and pull going on over the beginning of 2019 and really throughout 2019, because Saturn will be in Capricorn throughout 2019. Jupiter will be in Sagittarius until the very end. I believe it's December 2nd or 3rd of this upcoming year. Mars will quickly enough pass into Taurus, probably about mid-February or so. But regardless, even when Mars goes into the next energy, and especially when Mars is in Aries, we have this push and pull of Jupiter in Sagittarius and Saturn in Capricorn. And as you can tell in this video already, there's been a push and pull. It's like, okay, Sagittarius and Capricorn. They have very different goals. But as with every transit and as with every energy within ourselves and our natal charts, it's really important to find that point of sweet spot, moderation, best of both worlds. So we're setting the vision where we are right now. And over the course of this next year, we're developing this vision. Right now, we're dreaming up what we feel we would love to experience in 2019. This is what I care about. This is what I'm passionate about. And this is a beautiful time. I know we're still in 2018, but that doesn't matter really. That's all human fabrication. At the end of the day, Mercury and Jupiter are lining up in relation to the Earth in the region of space known as Sagittarius. And what that means is having a divine vision. I don't mean divine in a religious sense. I mean in a spiritual sense of, oh, this is possible. I could do this. Or if you're not quite sure what that is, and that's perfectly fine. We all have that period of needing some introspection and figuring out, okay, what's my next move? How am I going to do this? What do I need to do with my life? Or at least for this next chapter, even if I figured stuff out before, and if I haven't, okay, great. I need to know even more. So what am I going to do with my life? That's where this time period is so perfect. So I know it's chaotic. It's the end of the year, and we'll be in the new year before we know it. And this next year is going to roll quickly, just like this last year has, especially as we all get older. But setting intention right now can be so incredibly helpful for this upcoming year, especially if we're grounding that intention. Again, if we're working with moderation, if we're bringing into that Capricorn conjunction as well and going, okay, yes, I would love to experience all these things. How am I going to do it? Now, we're not talking about putting sand on the fire. We don't want to stamp out the Sagittarius energy. We want to lead with the Sagittarius energy. If this is what I feel this is possible, I'm going to find a way to do it. And then the Capricorn goes, okay, I'm not going to question if this is possible or not, because Capricorn energy isn't. We need that fire energy of Sagittarius or Leo or Aries for that matter. So that Mars and Aries will help out with this. We need that fire energy to believe something is possible before we can see all of the tangible ways that it is possible. And I know that can be challenging, especially during times like this, because it's like, no, I need to fulfill this duty and this responsibility. Well, that's true. With that conjunction of Sun and Saturn, we do need to fulfill our duties and responsibilities. But with the Sagittarius energy, we also need to set good goals for ourselves. We need to set goals that we really care about and that we feel inspired by and that we become enthusiastic about. Because otherwise, all this Capricorn energy to make our vision a reality, a tangible reality, isn't going to be put into its best use. We want to accomplish amazing things in 2019. With these energies, the potential to do so is incredible. And again, we're looking at long-term transits. We're looking at, yes, 2019 has its own progress and its own peaks and culmination and summits, and that's excellent. But also Jupiter will be, what we do throughout 2019 is going to impact us 6 years from now, and over the course of really for the rest of our lives, of course, but especially 6 years from now when Jupiter goes into Gemini. Saturn also, that's such a long-term transit, it's hard to even fathom. But 14 years from now, and over the course of, also we've got, for the first half of 2020, Saturn will be in Capricorn as well. We have long-term transits here. Is this anything to be concerned about or anxious about? No. Never. We never want to be anxious about the energies. They are what they are. Whatever we're going through is what we need to go through to be able to grow and to be able to move forward into the next part of our lives, to be able to become more well-rounded and more fulfilled in general. But we do need to take very seriously the opportunity that is right in front of us if we want to take our lives to the next step. Part of that during this time is setting that grand vision and then having the confidence in yourself, even if you don't know exactly how you're going to get it done, to say, okay, I'm going to find a way. And then to proceed to break it down with these Capricorn energies of, okay, I'm going to do this in this season, and then break it down even further. Okay, well, with the beginning of this next year in January, I'm going to accomplish this, this, and this. Now, again, we want to have moderation here. We don't want to go in any kind of extreme one way or the other. We don't want to become too serious and too focused on, I'm going to be working all the time. No, we need to be playing and enjoying ourselves and giving us free time to explore and to think and to relax and to play also. I think I said play before, but hey, it's that important. And we also don't want to go to the other extreme. We don't want to be playing all the time and we're not building our castle. We're just roaming around in the fields, because we need to build too. We need both. We need the freedom, but we need the structure as well. And so when setting these tangible goals, it's good to keep that in mind. We don't want to go, I can accomplish 20 things in January, when really it would be best to make sure every single thing is in its place and is taken care of. To accomplish maybe 4 things in January. And then maybe you're on a roll in February and you get 6 things done. Okay. Well, and then maybe March is a little bit slower for whatever reason. I haven't looked at the transits for March, so I don't, I'm just saying hypothetically. Basically, it's good to roll with the seasons. It's good to set huge goals, but also tangible goals that we can reach. We don't want to be dismaying ourselves, because we can sometimes lose sight of our progress when we're measuring ourselves by impossible standards. We have all these expectations of ourselves, and oh, I only did 17 things. I wasn't able to get 20. I was like, you did 17 things. That's amazing. That's 17 more than you were doing before. So this whole next year is about balance between these two different energies. And we'll talk about this as time goes on, but it's really important, because these two conjunctions are happening right now, to be able to do a couple of things, and we've talked about these already, but just to go on a little bit to summarize them. Set the grand vision that calls to your spirit, that calls to your heart, that makes you feel, yes, this is exciting, this is an adventure, and this is going to create so much meaning, and I feel this, I need this, I want to expand my awareness, I want to grow. And it's okay if you don't quite know the exact way to do that yet, but lead with that feeling. And then let the Saturn in Capricorn conjunct Sun in Capricorn start your plans now. It's okay if you're not doing them right away. Mars won't go into Aries until, again, January 2nd. And that's when the real burst of energy is going to occur. So really start getting stuff done. But to at least set the plans, this is an amazing opportunity for us. Sun and Saturn conjunct in Capricorn. Break down how it's possible and leave blank spaces for what you don't quite know yet, or what you need to figure out, or who you need to meet, or where you need to go, or what you need to do that you're not quite sure yet. That's okay. You don't need to have all the answers. Nobody does at any time in life. But it is important to set the structure. And then when Mars in Aries comes, go with it. Go for it. Just launch the rocket. Do you want to go too far too fast? No. But do you want to just be sitting around letting that Saturn square Mars in Aries energy make you doubt yourself and not move forward when, yes, there will be some obstacles, but you can make progress? There are always going to be obstacles. There's always going to be difficulty in our path. The obstacle makes us stronger. That square of Saturn and Cap and Mars and Aries is what's going to be pushing. Well, it could push all of us into a better place, but no, that's not the right way to put it. If we're working with it, we can push ourselves to a better place in our life. There's never a transit that being completely passive, as well as actually on the other end, never being completely active, not waiting around sometimes and just letting time work its magic. There's never going to be a transit that does everything for you, or that you can do everything that you need to do for your entire life. Well, honestly, that'd be pretty boring, because then the rest of your life, what are you going to do? You want to be growing and making it a journey and whatnot. The key for this next year is not being too optimistic, not being too pessimistic, not striving to do too much too quickly, but also, and especially in January, making sure to not let the circumstances, the obstacles defeat you and to get you down. That's going to be the best way to balance these conjunctions. So again, where we are right now, conceive the grand vision, set the plan, set the structure. When the time comes in less than a week, go for it. This next year is an incredible opportunity for all of us. Is every year an incredible opportunity in its own way? Sure. But especially with the conjunctions that are, for those who are watching this before the beginning of the year, you have a head start. And even if you're watching this after the beginning of the year, that's totally fine. Just make the most of 2019. But also remember that you're setting the foundation for the future. And that future you will take care of certain things and will progress things to new levels. Again, there's so much to talk about. As always, I talk so long. But I wanted to share that with you. So, as always, I just wanted to say thank you for my Patreon patrons. I really appreciate you. I really, really, really appreciate you. And for those who are interested in supporting this channel and encouraging my work and continuing to make sure that I am able to do this and make videos for you and continue to study, and especially with this upcoming year where I'm doing a revamped version of the sun sign videos, the rising videos, the moon videos. I'll leave the old videos, but I would really appreciate you. So I'm going to leave the link for my Patreon in the About section of this video. And as always, I do readings. That is how I support myself financially. So if you're interested, in every link of my videos, there's, in every About section of my videos, there is a link to my website where you can find the information to book a personal reading. And I love doing readings for people, so please don't be shy. If you're interested in getting a reading, I would be more than happy to read for you. And what you see on camera is exactly how I am. I'm very relaxed, very chill, and very excited. And I just want to help with whatever goal it is that you're seeking to accomplish. And any insight that I could possibly share, I share in my readings. So, yeah. Infinite love to you, my friend. Namaste. And again, for those who haven't checked out the thank you video, please, for your sake, it's a really heartfelt message, and I just want to say thank you. I really appreciate everyone who watches my channel and who contributes some kind of positive, even if it's constructive criticism. I love that. That's great. But positive feedback, especially people who are just sharing their thoughts on astrology or their energies or what the subject matter of any video is, I really, really love that. Thank you. And those little messages of love, I could cry even thinking about how bright they've made my life over the last 6 years, and I'm so sincerely thankful. And it's especially helpful when you receive, as everybody does. I don't pity myself, and I know better than to take it personally, but still, it's not fun to receive horrible, hateful comments. People trolling and whatnot, taking out their challenges on you. So that especially, I just would like to say from that angle as well, I was already appreciating you, but I really appreciate the positive, loving individuals in light of those negative comments too. So thank you. And I will very happily continue to make videos. And again, if you want to I don't think I said this before with my Patreon. If you want to influence the videos, if you want to get your requests heard and made sure that I do those videos in the very near future, whether it's the sun sign, rising, moon, or any other video, I'm definitely open to doing Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. It's been a while. I have a lot to share over this next year. I'm very excited, and I'm gonna be, my thing with Mars and Aries is to get on to doing videos and revamping the channel and trying to build it. I want to reach more people, not for the sake of fame or fortune, although that stuff is lovely. It's more about I want to help people. Astrology is so incredibly helpful, and I want to be an arbiter of getting that to more people. So as always, if you have any ideas for that, or any comments, I welcome it. Please, I would really appreciate that as well. And again, I would appreciate if you become a patron of my YouTube channel as well. And I will listen to the requests that you make. It's definitely a motivating factor for me to make videos. Thank you.